Learning martial arts from nature. Idea and direction. AAT, writing and drafting. AI introduction. When a person hears the word combat, what usually comes to mind is violence, anger, and inflicting harm upon others. Yet nature does not view combat in this light. For in nature, combat is neither a hobby, a display of strength, nor a means to prove superiority. Most often, it is the absolute last resort to which living creatures turn when all other options have been exhausted. If we contemplate the lives of the creatures around us, we find that most of them spend their lives trying to avoid confrontations far more than they spend fighting them. The bird flees before it fights. The gazelle runs before it engages. The wolf observes before it draws near. Even the lion, which people view as a symbol of strength, does not enter every battle that crosses its path. Nature knows that every confrontation has a price, that the victor may emerge burdened with wounds, and that a small injury can deprive an animal of hunting, defending itself, or caring for its young. For this reason, the primary wisdom nature offers is not how to fight, but when not to fight. The evolution of living creatures has taken millions of years. Throughout this long journey, nature did not retain every behavior that appeared. Rather, it preserved what proved successful, while behaviors that could not withstand the test of time vanished. Therefore, observing nature is not merely a pleasure, but a study of one of the oldest teachers this planet has ever known. This book is not a book on zoology, nor is it a book on traditional martial arts, nor does it aim to teach aggression against others or advocate violence in any form whatsoever. Instead, it is based on an entirely different concept. That is, every creature has its own way of dealing with the situations forced upon it. There are those that rely on direct engagement. There are those that rely on movement. There are those that rely on their legs. There are those that rely on balance. There are those that rely on patience and waiting for the right moment. Every school has its own philosophy, and every style has its strengths and weaknesses. In this book, we will attempt to approach these schools, observing them as they are, without exaggeration, without fantasy, and without attributing to them anything that observation has not proven. We will describe behavior as it occurs in nature, then try to understand the reason that allowed that behavior to endure across time. Our goal will not be to imitate animals. Man is neither a lion, a bear, nor a kangaroo. Yet man possesses the greatest capacity granted to him by nature, the capacity to learn. Learning does not mean copying what other creatures do, but rather understanding the principles underlying their actions and then considering what we can learn from them. Perhaps the greatest thing we can learn from nature is not strength, but wisdom. Strength may grant you the ability to enter a confrontation. As for wisdom, it is what teaches you how to avoid it when avoidance is the correct decision. Even so, life does not always go as we wish. A person may one day find themselves facing a situation they did not choose, did not seek, and never wished to happen. At that point, the question is no longer, how do I avoid danger? Instead, the question becomes, how do I act if avoiding it is no longer possible? From here came the idea of this book. We will begin first with wisdom, for it is the foundation of every sound decision. Then we will move on to the combat schools in nature, observing them through the eyes of a researcher, not an imitator. We will try to understand why some creatures chose direct engagement while others chose movement, patience, or maneuver. Perhaps the reader, upon finishing this journey, will discover that nature did not teach creatures how to win battles. Rather, it taught them how to keep on living. And that in the end, is the greatest victory. Chapter 1. The Human Lesson in Learning the Wisdom of Nature. Before our journey in this chapter begins, I would like to clarify an important truth. Some readers might think that talking about avoiding hazards, reading danger, or retreating at the right time is an invitation to fear, weakness, or backing down. If that were the case, life would not have survived on this planet for millions of years. Nature neither rewards the coward nor the reckless. Instead, it rewards those who know when to advance, when to stop, when to change their path, and how to protect themselves and those with them. The wisdom we will discuss in this chapter is neither surrender, humiliation, nor a compromise of dignity. Rather, it is the highest degree of strength. A wise commander does not throw his soldiers into a losing battle merely to prove bravery. An expert sailor does not challenge a storm if he can sail around it. A skilled physician does not wait until a disease worsens, but treats it at its onset. Nature acts in this exact manner. It does not seek out a battle, nor does it run away from one if it becomes a necessity, but it exerts every possible effort to avoid reaching that point altogether. When we observe animals, we may see a gazelle walking away before a lion approaches, a bird altering its course, a wolf withdrawing from an unequal confrontation, or a turtle closing its small fortress upon itself. If we look at these scenes superficially, we might think they are signs of weakness, but nature views them completely differently. It sees them as intelligent decisions that preserve the lives of their owners, keeping them capable of continuing life, defending their young, building their homes, and returning strongly when the right moment arrives. For this reason, this chapter does not teach man how to fear, but teaches him how to think. It does not teach him how to back down, but teaches him how to choose. It does not teach him how to compromise his dignity, but teaches him how to preserve it without paying an unnecessary price. Strength is not about entering every battle. Bravery is not about refusing every retreat. Wisdom is not about avoiding every confrontation. Rather, true strength is knowing the difference between all of them. From here begins the first school in this book, the School of Wisdom.